G'day guys, Rado again. Recently I just got myself a pair of e-molds, yep. And I used to use e-plugs, those foamy ones that you buy from your hardware store, the builders and all that sort of wear. And they do a fantastic job. They do a brilliant job. Was very happy with it. But what happens is with the earplugs, after a while, what I noticed, I can't push it too deep, because if you push it too deep, they start to hurt a lot. You don't want to obviously push it too deep to the point where you're going to damage something down there. I don't know if you can damage your eardrums. I don't know if it can go that far, but once I pushed it a bit too much, and it really gave me a bit of a sharp pain, so probably does. Yeah, that's one of the disadvantages of having that, because it sort of puffs up. It opens up a bit as you leave it in there, and it puts a lot of pressure around the canal. Because when you squeeze it, it goes very thin. It just slips right in. But obviously once it's in there, it's like a memory foam. It just opens up and it just sits there. But it blocks up a lot of noise and almost all of the wind noise that comes through, which is great for your ear. Obviously it's protecting you. The other thing is they're very cheap, so it doesn't matter if you drop it, you lose it, you just get, well, I got a pack of 200 pairs for 19 Australian dollars. That's worth peanuts, really. It's worth nothing each if you calculate it, do the maths yourself. Yeah, and the other disadvantage of having earplugs was that, you know, you drop it a lot or you lose it. They're very little, and it's fiddly, you know, you got to squish it. By the time you get on your bike, it's like, fuck, it's already hot as it is, I just want to get up and going. So I read a little bit around ear protection on riding. I'm not going to really give you guys a lot of advice. Just my personal experience and research tells me that obviously riding a bike has its dangers physically, but you know, if you don't care about that shit, worry about your ear as well, because you're going to need your hearing for the rest of your life. You need to see, hear and talk. One of the most important senses that you have. And the loud noise from your exhaust or your engine causes hearing loss in the long term. And besides that, you might say, look, my bike's quiet, but the wind noise that comes through your helmet, I don't care what people say around, oh, my helmet's actually very quiet. It doesn't matter. The actual wind that comes through, that hits your ear canal and goes into your ear, does create hearing loss. And if you really give a shit about your hearing, then maybe go and do some research and get yourself some earplugs that are worth jack shit, really. You know, for $19, look at what you're saving yourself. And $19, mind you, is 200 pairs that I was talking about, so it'll last you for a very long time, and they're reusable. But what I did was, I did a research on it. I need something that's going to be permanent. I don't have to worry about, you know, squishing it, whatever. Just plug it right in and off you go. So I came across earmolds. A company called earmold Australia. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. So I came across them, sent them an email. Joanne, very lovely lady, very helpful. Basically said, come in, and basic one was $75. So obviously fitted to fit your ear, whatever color you want. I got like a fluoro yellow color. You can get ones where you can put a Bluetooth device in it. Well, you know, I don't know, I don't know like how it works, but basically you can answer your phone and you can hear it through the ear molds. You can listen to music, so it's got earphones embedded into it, So if you're listening to music and plug it straight into your device, then I asked Joanne about does it actually has an impact on the protection, and she said it doesn't affect it in any way at all. So by putting like your actual earphones, or I don't know if they put your one or if they've got their own, by putting it in there, it doesn't actually affect the protection. So it still protects you at the same level, so you don't lose anything. You're basically gaining an option on it, so you can listen to music or whatever, or answer phone calls. I think it's very important, team. I would say take my advice on researching about hearing loss while riding, and how it can really damage your hearing. I've heard and I've had people tell me that they've lost hearing on one ear and they can't sleep at night because of the ringing and all that sort of stuff. So your call, your ear, but I would say it's worth a go. Give it a shot and see how you go.